be great because I know I personally forget too. So that'd be great if we can have you be that person.
It's setting up the meeting for YouTube and directing us to YouTube now. So we're good.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. For everyone that's tuning our live stream, we had some technical difficulties. We already did our roll call. So now we're going to be moving on to the adoption of the agenda. Does anyone have any objections to the agenda as presented in Slack? Hearing none, the agenda is adopted by unanimous consent. We can move on to public contributions. I don't think we had any say, but if anyone has any public contributions, I know we have a couple, we have Ann Myers joining us today, and if anyone has anything. Nope. So seeing no public contributions today, we can move on to reporting of absences. Also seeing none, we can move on to the reading and approval of the minutes from last meeting. So does anyone have any objections to the minutes from Wednesday, September 30th as presented in Slack? Hearing none, the minutes are adopted by unanimous consent. And moving on to reports. So Senator Chang, if you can call reports, please.
President Moore.
Okay.
President Moore, do you want me to time these this time around since we have so much legislation?
Yeah, if you can do a 2-minute, and can you message everyone that time warning? That way we don't have to have mics coming on and off. Yeah, so we're just gonna start timing our reports a little better, guys, so we can try to get through our meetings in a timely manner, especially we have to vote on a bunch of stuff. So try to keep it around 2 minutes. Chief Wortman will message you. So if you just see that time warning, try to wrap it up. So yeah, well for me, happy October. I hope you guys are enjoying the fall weather. It's a beautiful day out today. I'm doing a lot right now, but I'm just gonna give you a brief overview of some of it. So right now I'm working with Director Dingy and Senator Donzel to promote the Mask Up KSU project and spread awareness of COVID resources. Basically, I'm doing another letter to the student body and having other student leaders sign on to it, similar to how I did the last letter. And then we're also going to be doing a third letter in the series to promote mental health resources. I met with the Committee on Health and updated them on some information I received from the state of Ohio. And actually, they are going to be committing $16 million to higher education mental health resources. So guys, be on the lookout for that information as it becomes more public and we can use those funds at our institution. I've been working on getting our intern started with Chief Wortman, which has been really fun. I'm also planning IG live series with our DITA students about different concerns. If anyone has topic ideas, please let me know. Our flyers should be going out this week. For that, we've been teasing it, so we're hoping to get a good audience. Be sure to tune in. I'm also going to be setting up a special committee on advocacy work for state level concerns about freedom of speech and hate speech. I apologize for everyone who wanted to get involved with that. That's kind of taking some time. My call with Senator Brown actually got rescheduled till this week, so I've been kind of just waiting to have that conversation and move forward with our advocacy with other student governments. So everyone can keep an eye out for that. I should be sending some invites next week. So be on the lookout. Other than that, I'm going to be helping Director Lauer support his Kent State Votes initiatives as we get closer to the election time. I know that's a pretty important thing that we're doing. So everyone definitely try to get involved in the Committee of Governmental Affairs if you have nothing going on. And finally, I'll be forming the Election Commission soon. So if anyone's interested in joining, start thinking about that. And I'm also gonna be working with Senator Gomez on a joint statement from USG and KIC about informing students about COVID cases on campus. So you have a lot going on. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm not the most available at the moment. I know some of you have been reaching out about new projects. So make sure you utilize each other and Chief Wortman as well, because my plate is a little bit full. But yeah, I'm still here. Use my calendar if you need to meet with me. And that's it. So thank you.
Thank you, President Moore. Chief Wortman.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This week I met with the Rock Policy Committee, which is a brand new committee, and there are really not that many students on it. It's myself and Tasia Hines representing from undergraduate students, and then there are a few grad students, and then the rest is faculty. But we are working with campus lawyers and a few other people on drafting policy for the Rock. I'm not entirely sure what everything's going to look like, but they do have a pretty strict and fast timeline so that it can be presented to the Board of Trustees relatively soon. In that policy, we are planning on, as of now, as long as everything goes through and is accepted by the Board of Trustees, a 24-hour rule with the rock, which would be something new, where the rock, whenever it is painted on the concrete slab below it, what you would do is you would timestamp once you painted. So if you did go and paint the rock, you would timestamp it with the date and the time, and then the next people aren't allowed to paint over that rock for another 24 hours. So that does allow some expression from our students and give them the ability to express themselves with the rock and be recognized for it. Because we do always get not always get positive messages, but oftentimes get positive messages on the rock. So we want to make sure that students who are putting their time into painting it are able to just have that time to express themselves and have it be seen on campus. Along with that, though, we are going to be drafting some sort of not legislation, but policy that goes with the 24-hour rule that is pretty much in regard to what can be said on the rock. So nothing involving like drugs or alcohol, nothing that would make any group feel left out on campus. And so that's what we're kind of working on. And we have to be kind of careful that we're not overstepping any state policies and that we are just abiding by state guidelines and state rules. So it is a little bit of a touchy subject, but we're working really hard in that committee, and it is really cool getting to work with a lot of the faculty on that and having them actually consider the student perspective and opinion. So if you do have anything that you think would be beneficial for the rock policy, please Slack me and let me know, and I can try to bring that up in the next meeting. Along with that, I met with the Period Project Committee, which is headed by Claire Wakey. She used to serve on undergraduate student government and played a large role in getting a lot of the ant flow dispensers around campus. So we've just been doing updates on that, making sure that funding is good. If you guys are wondering, if you're getting questions, the menstrual products that are in the bathrooms on campus should be stocked all the way until the end of the semester. We expect to have enough supplies to do that for the remainder of the semester. So that is good news. But we're working on a little bit new legislation and other things with Katie and her committee that falls under USG. So that's another big project that I'm working on. So if you have anything that you would like to be shared with the Period Project Committee, Claire Wakey will be coming to the next group meeting to come speak and kind of mesh her own individual committee that she is kind of working on with faculty with our committee so that they can have like kind of a consistent outcome. Other than that, like President Moore said, we've been catching the new intern up to speed. And then I just want to remind you all that if you are missing office hours, that is okay, but you just do have to fill out that office hour request off form. It's not something where you can really just like show up an hour late because you slept in or anything like that. Just make sure that you're filling out that form if you are missing hours. I know that we had one incident this week where the office was on staff for a little bit, and we really do want to be open for the 10 to 3 that we're promising our students, especially since we are at limited capacity this year and not open 5 days a week like we used to be. Printing seems to be going well, but if you do notice any shortages in the office, whether that be ink, paper, staples, anything of the sort, just let me know and I will get that reordered for you all. And I did submit the final request for the placards and the name tags. So if you fall under the category of someone who has not yet received their placard or their name tag, those will be ordered, or those are ordered and will be here in the next few weeks. So if you want to pick those up, come get them from the office. I will send a message in the office Slack when they are fully here. But other than that, you guys seem to be doing a great job and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Chief Wortman. Director Lauer?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So this week, last week, I did a lot. It was very busy. So first, we did training to the supplemental instructors on civic engagement, as well as a class taught by Professor Dane Smith, both on civic engagement. It was really cool. I was happy to be there. We also hosted an event, Persistence Stories of the Vote, before the presidential debate. I want to thank President Moore for your participation, as well as Black United students, and Megan Faxer Page for attending. Also, a special shout out to the Women's Center, Community Engaged Learning, and the League of Women Voters, who all participated in the event planning. I also continued meeting with the Campus Election Engagement Project and Vote for Astra with our efforts for voter registration education on campus. We continued working with UCM on Kent State Votes promotion, and we'll have a meeting with President Daikon soon. I also had an emergency meeting with Kent State Votes and advisor Megan Faxer Page on student registration malfunctions on the Secretary of State's website. Just so you know, if you live on campus, you could be at risk for disenfranchisement without proof of address matching your state ID or driver's license. This primarily affects new registrations, and we're going to ask the Secretary of State during our meeting on Friday to clarify how this will impact our students. Lastly, I scheduled a governmental affairs meeting for this week, as well as a Kent State Votes Committee meeting for this week. And then we have that meeting coming up. So if you're interested in attending, please let me know. I'm waiting for the office to reach out for a finalized list that I'll send them. And that's all.
Thank you, Director Lauer. Director Trubach?
Hi everyone. This past week, I've been working on just building connections and relations and strengthening bonds between the City of Kent and the student body. So I was able to meet with Black United students to discuss how I can support them in an upcoming meeting I have with the Kent Police Department downtown. Senator Jackson will be attending this with me. I have also been working with KSU Blue to see what a Lyft Safe Ride program would look like on our campus and to ensure that this problem is unproblematic. I've been doing some research about the problems that other schools have had that have this program in place and seeing different lawsuits and problems that they have come across so we can try and prevent those if we have this on our campus. And I was also able to meet with the Vice President of IGC Integrated Greek Council, Patrick Ferguson, to explore different volunteer opportunities around the City of Kent for his fraternity and other fraternities and sororities. And lastly, I spent a lot of time exploring different testing options within Kent for COVID-19 that are accessible for the student body with any financial background.
Thank you, Director Trubach. Director Watkins?
Hey everybody, in the past week I spoke with our advisor, this is Factor Page, and our middle agent about new updates, and I got some tools basically to make sure that our first event goes well, and I also have some news that we have our later events. We have one later event confirmed already, and I met with my committee to discuss some potential problems that might come up for the first event, and I also attended a meeting for a screening across campus called a movie called 13th, and it was very productive.
Thank you, Director Watkins. Director Dingy?
Hey everyone. So the past couple weeks, I've been meeting with my committee that's made up of different student leaders around campus to formulate plans and legislation for the project I'll be presenting tonight. So you'll hear more about that soon. I also worked with President Moore to conduct the search for our new intern. I've met with Craig Berger from CEL to discuss potential partnerships with their office. We're looking into the idea of sponsoring a canned food drive for them during Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week in November, as well as putting on an event early next spring. I've been attending Senator Jackson's diversity committee meetings and helping out with various needs on that, such as the legislation we'll also be presenting tonight. I've also been attending meetings with student success programs alongside advisor Factor Page and President Moore to plan our interactive lesson we'll be giving to the Provost Leadership Academy toward the end of the month. I've really appreciated all the input I've received from my projects lately on everyone. And I just want to thank you all for your help, and let's keep up the good work.
Thank you, Director Dingy. Director Taylor?
Hello, everyone. In the past couple of weeks, I've been continuing to recruit judicial advocates, and I would strongly urge each of you to become one. And if you're interested, I did post a Google form in the Slack. If you haven't seen, I posted the judicial advocate recruitment flyer on social media several times. And then it says October 3rd, but I meant October 9th. But this Friday, I'll be holding another judicial advocate training through the Office of Student Conduct for new judicial advocates. And I'll continue to work on recruiting JAs. And I also have a piece of legislation that I talked about several weeks ago. It's like a commitment to transparency.
Video on.
And I'll be continuing to work on that. Also, if you didn't see the email from President Dyakin about the final candidates for the provost committee, They'll be presenting sometime next week. I believe the first presentation is on the 13th of October. And I believe that's all for now. Thanks. Go Flashes.
Thank you. Director Rodriguez.
Hi, everyone. So this week I went to a few meetings with Director Dingy to discuss plans to create the social media campaign that we're going to be discussing today and agreeing upon. I've also been working to promote voting to our student body by posting content courtesy of UCM and also Director Lauer. I also had a meeting with Megan to discuss plans for getting merchandise and the social media campaign that I discussed earlier. And if you guys have any questions or anything, just feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you. Director Nepsui.
Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing good. So lately I've been compiling all the committee information that everyone's filled out in the Google form. I believe everyone's filled that out, but there might be 1 or 2 people missing. And I know that Katya was able to get a lot of those graphics up on the website already, so please go look at those. Some of them look great. And if you still want to get some sort of graphic up on the website, please send those to the Google form that I sent out in Slack. I've also been continuing to work on the Committee on Health and coordinating with Senator Evans with scheduling more episodes. We got to meet this week and we're planning on recording future ones on Sunday. Our first episode's pretty much finished, and once we pass legislation today, we can start posting things through all of our social media efforts. I completed my service on the Chief Administrative Office. I can't remember what the O stands for, but it's a committee that helps with the search of the next dean for the Trumbull branch. I fully transitioned Senator Jackson for the Green Dot Committee, and I've been aiding with her efforts in that with the rest of the committee. I've also been helping Director Dingy with her Show Us Your Mask and Mask Up KSU initiatives. And then also, if you guys were not aware, me, Jiraiya, and Diamond are all on homecoming court right now. So please go out and continue with homecoming events and don't forget to vote. I know each of us would really, really appreciate it, and everyone else on court. And then finally, I've still been trying to coordinate with Pam Grimm, who's the chair of the Faculty Senate, to get a satisfaction survey out, but has been very busy and hard to reach her. But besides that, thank you so much for everyone and have a great day. Go Flashes.
Thank you. Director Aguinagua.
Hello. Over the past week, my committee and I allocated $185 to a student attending the American Translators Association annual conference. We will be hearing more requests this week. This Monday, my committee and I had a Green Dot overview, which was very informative and went really well. Our Instagram ad for the allocations committee went up this past week. Thank you for those of you that reposted it. I hope to have some more advertisement going up this week and the following weeks as well. Another thing to mention for my allocations committee is I'll most likely be having to replace 1 to 2 members on that committee. I've already reached out to different students to set up some interviews to give them more information on the committee. Some of those students that are interested were going for the intern position, so that kind of just shows that they're already interested in USG. So I look forward to hearing more from them. They should be trained and ready to go for that next hearing. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Dalzell.
Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you all are having a good week so far. As we're getting towards the mid-semester, it's been great to see some progress on some of the projects I've been working on. First of all, with the Committee on Health, it's great to see that the podcast is all ready to go, and with pending legislation tonight, we will have that be going live as soon as possible. On top of that, I've been able to meet with a few administrators within my college, and then more importantly for right now, I met with the director who oversees, or vice president who oversees Deweese Health Center, and then working with Tiara and Kaylee, we will hopefully get a nice email out promoting COVID along with her initiative and then other mental health resources. Besides that, it's been great to have input on the Amerimark special committee. and then working to make sure Zoom works as best as possible. So thank you very much. And I have other things lined up, but I'm excited for how the rest of the semester goes. So stay healthy.
Thank you. Senator John, no report. Senator Chang, hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. This previous week, I attended Senator Jackson's Diversity Committee meeting and I filled out her subcommittee form. I met with Chanel Alagura on marketing and social media details for the What's on My Mind podcast. I also recruited student poll workers for Portage County under Kent State Votes and with my Work Elections Fellowship. And as of a couple days ago, Portage County has met its poll worker capacity. I also emailed the basketball coach, Rob Senderoff, about collaborating with Kent State Votes. And I emailed back the Public Health Social about civic engagement training, which I will be conducting tomorrow. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Go Flashes. Senator Riley.
Hello, everybody. This week, I have worked on a couple of different things. As the chair for the period project, as Chief Wortman mentioned, I've been working on that. We had our meeting a couple of days ago, so I'm looking at drafting legislation for that, which is very exciting. We're looking at sustainability options and possible technology adaptations, which is very exciting. As for my role as a senator for the College of Business Administration, I've been meeting with Business Professionals Roundtable, and I recorded a video for the freshman class for the different organizations, and I'm currently working on putting together another one for other freshman organizations and student organizations as well. And I have also been working on pulling together resources for business students so that they have all of the options available for them.
Thank you. Senator Farland.
Hi, everyone. So the last time I met with my committee, I was able to compile a pretty long list of things I want to start. And then I presented those things to the dean, and she provided me with some contacts to get those started. And the first one I'm working on right now is the mentorship program, and it'll be administered through the FYE classes. And that's what I'm working on right now. Thanks.
Thank you, Senator Allen.
Hello, everyone. Over the last few weeks, I attended my first intercollegiate athletic committee meeting, and that's where we discussed how the fall and spring sports will be played out, how those athletic scholarships will then be allocated, and also some of the COVID-19 precautions that are taking place in the athletic institutions. So that was pretty interesting just to see some of the thought that was going on behind that. And I've completed my assemblement of the senatorial committee, and our first meeting is set for October 15th. So I'm excited for that. That's where I would like my focus to be, I think, this semester. And then I also scheduled my next meeting with my dean October 29th. So, yeah.
Thank you. Senator Paris.
Hey everyone, this week I continued to comb through the event proposals for my senatorial committee, as well as look into each option to see what they would require. I'm still waiting on a response from the dean of my college, so hopefully I'll be able to follow up and open a dialogue there to have a better idea of what she hopes to see this year in the Honors College. I've also been looking into things for the Green Dot Committee, as far as effectiveness of Green Dot, alternative training programs, and how we could look to incorporate those more into Kent State. Other than that, I hope everyone has a good rest of their week. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Esperson.
Hey everyone. Last week I had a few meetings with College of Nursing advisors to hear the concerns that they have heard from students. We decided that I should work on a video to show in the FYE classes to introduce myself, talk about my role, and shout out some helpful resources to help the freshmen adjust to the online format. I'll be working with one of the advisors very soon to set up some mingling events for nursing students to talk about their concerns, hang out, and help them connect with other students during COVID. I have also started looking into the possibility of getting more anatomy models for lab students to use in the library, as well as good virtual resources. I will be connecting with the lab coordinator soon and hopefully the library course reserves manager to discuss the idea. And that's all for me. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Senator Klein. Senator Evans.
Hello, everyone. Today I have on my pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. With that, it'll be different program and efforts that are coming out of the College of Public Health. I know on October 27th, the College of Public Health and the Gamma Epsilon chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated will be doing a joint event. So please stay tuned for that. Furthermore, I've been working on university level legislation. The groups that are embodied in the legislation are IGC, Black United Students, and like the university as a whole. So I'm very excited for that. That should be solidified by Monday. And the On My Mind podcast. I know me and Director Nesby listened to like the first episode yesterday and it was very good. So please stay tuned. And we'll be recording more episodes surrounding Black Lives Matter and COVID and just giving out different mental health resources. So please follow us on Instagram. That'll be provided soon. And yeah, go Flashes and have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you. Senator Campisi.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all have been well since we last spoke and engaging in some fun fall activities. This past week, I have been working on the logistics for my GroupMe group chats. I have been researching Kent State's policy on social media. I've come into the problem of giving Kent State students access to the GroupMes and determining the outcome if they were to break social distancing guidelines or Kent State's academic dishonesty and plagiarism policies, because I know the universities have been kind of moderating GroupMe group chats lately. So looking into that, I started a project with Director Dingy about doing like a grocery bingo and awarding off-campus students with gift baskets or gift cards. We have a meeting with advisor Megan Factor Page about the logistics of it all. I also had a meeting with the Office of Provost about our committee search for the candidates for the dual role of Vice President of Regional Campuses and Dean of Applied Technical Studies. Our last round of interviews are coming up, and then we will select our top 3 candidates. I hope everyone has a great week and go Flashes.
Thank you. Senator Gomez.
Hello, everyone. I have regularly attended the Kent Interhall General Body meetings to let students know that USG is here to help them. I attended the Social Justice Advocate meetings where students are creating inclusive artwork that will be displayed across campus. I also attended the President's Roundtable. Attending these meetings helped me have a better understanding of what the students want. I will be having my first senatorial committee meeting tomorrow. So that's super exciting. Alice, the director of KIC, will join me along with other recreational engagement councils to talk about current events and what residence halls can be doing better. I met earlier today with Jill Jenkins, the director of resident services, and I would like to personally thank her for always staying committed to creating safe and inclusive communities. And I would like to thank her for listening to the students and to the action items I proposed. Many students were confused and upset about how like the quarantine dorm situations was going on and that they were learning it from the press. So soon residence hall students will be notified via flash alerts. On-campus students will be notified. And also several students of color, especially Black students, told me that they don't feel safe on campus. And I met with Tasia, the president of BUS, to have a better understanding of what resident services should do. So I'm working with resident services to create more intentional programming to foster a more safe and inclusive community, a community where no one is left behind. I hope everyone has a great rest of their week. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Lauderdale.
Hi everyone, happy October and happy homecoming week. Just for my updates, I've been meeting with Dean Pringle a lot. We've been meeting a few times a week and we've been going over some ideas and current projects. We're going to be having my committee, the Exploratory, our University College Student Ambassadors meet this Friday, October 9th to just go over our new initiatives, our plans for the semester. And then I'm going to be doing a social media takeover with University College. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but Dean Pringle is talking about rescheduling possibly because of her schedule. So just be on the lookout for that. And then on top of that, we're going to be having a town hall meeting hosted by Dean Pringle, myself, and some other student leaders with administration, just to go over University College, making sure students have assistance, more ways for them to be involved, and then knowledge on our offices and resources. I also plan to keep meeting with Dean Pringle for these ideas as well. And we also passed out the rest of the cords for the last year graduates that were pre-exploratory. So we're going to be continuing to do that hopefully for this year in the spring. And I hope everyone has an amazing week and stay safe.
Thank you. Senator Palucci.
Hi, everyone. Recently, I've been working with student organizations, including Young Democratic Students of America, the Student Democratic Society, Sunrise Movement, and Student Left Coalition on concerns regarding Aramark on our campus. I met with Gary Goldberg to discuss the contract with Aramark, and I've been continuing to work with the organizations to discuss ways we can go about making sure that their concerns are addressed. I am currently working on reaching out to Dr. Hilton and Drummer Farrell to discuss these concerns further. And before this meeting, I met with Advisor Factor Page to kind of direct the concerns a little bit and narrow down the focus. I hope everyone has a great week.
Thank you. Senator Suresh.
Hey everyone, hope everybody had a great weekend. I've been working with students from Rwanda and Nigeria to organize a cultural event. This event used to be organized by the Office of Global Education before, but now with COVID, they don't want to do it. So there's another student organization ready to pick it up. So I've been working with them and I've been working with the Office of Global Education to plan out the events since they've already done the event for the last 4 years. There are other events or other town hall meetings planned out for international students to talk about COVID issues and what they would need, as the surveys have been taking a lot of time and we haven't been getting proper responses for it. So that will be going out in a week or two. And I attended the panel for Balanced Life as a student leader, which is very well appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Jackson.
Hi, everyone. Yes, happy October. It's the best month of the year, not because it's my birthday or anything, but yeah, anyways, I had my first two meetings with the Committee of Student Code of Conduct Review that is steered by Dr. D.R. Dean of Students. We definitely, we went over the background of our code of conduct and we gave a hefty amount of corrections between myself and my own senatorial committee, along with other students that are on the committee. So we are now in the phase of the presentation of Dr. D and to Dr. Hilton and Todd, who is the director of that office, to meet the demands that were set by BUS. Also with my committee, I have finalized educational programming events for Hispanic Heritage Month. As you see, that went live today. So thank you, shout out to Director Rodriguez. We are doing a word of the day every day until the last day of Hispanic Heritage Month. And we are also finalizing LGBTQ+ History Month event that will be presented later on during this meeting. I had the final meeting with the planning of the 13th movie premiere across campus with Director Watkins and Dr. Dingy, who are also present. We are finalizing that, and soon you will hear more information from us three on how USG will be taking part of that and hosting our own event and showing of the 13th documentary movie. And I also met with President Moore, Director Trubach, excuse me, and President Hines and Director Blake, who is also the Director of Governmental Grievances from Black United Students. We are prepping for our meeting that will be tomorrow, actually, between me and Director Trubach at the police department, as she has spoken on. So that's going to be a very interesting meeting. Again, it's midterm season. I know for me, I have some midterms coming up, so good luck for everyone. And please just don't doubt yourself. We got it.
Thank you. And Advisor Factor Page.
Hello, everyone. I've been working on some contracts for you for programming for Jiraiya, as well as a Zoom webinar subscription that Jake and I talked briefly about, and Jiraiya and I talked briefly about purchasing for USG for programming purposes. It's a supply, so it doesn't necessarily go through students' first funding, and I had enough buy-in from the group. So we're trying to move forward on that, which will also help with your public meetings too, hopefully. We have I registered 9 students for conferences for allocations this week. So allocations has been chugging along, which is great. I met with individuals with USG, with Katya, Joel, Margot. I attended a couple events of your guys's this week, which has been great, or in the last couple weeks. So keep up the good work. If you, again, need to schedule with me, my Calendly link works really well. So I'm happy to meet with you if you want to kind of hone some goals that you have or some projects that you're working on.
Okay, thank you all. So that finishes our reports. Moving on to our unfinished business, and seeing none, we are just going to move to general orders.
Motion to conduct a first reading of my mask up legislation and project plan.
Do I hear a second? Okay, we have a second on that motion. Would we like to debate that? Dr. Dingy?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Okay, cool.
I'm not going to read the legislation word for word. I gave you guys plenty of time to look over that. I'll just briefly outline the project so you understand what's going on. Essentially, for the last few weeks, Megan Factor Page sent me an email regarding something that the University of Chicago was doing that was very interesting and engaging for students. It's essentially a competition centered around creativity and the idea of wearing a mask. Students can submit videos showcasing their masks and the importance of wearing masks, and they get awarded with prizes. We are doing something very structured, very similarly to that. We just kind of made it work for Kent State, and we've kind of expanded it a little bit too. So there is going to be a competition between student orgs. They can make videos utilizing a multitude of their members around the importance of wearing masks, and we'll pick a winner for the student orgs. There's going to be a competition for just individual undergrad students who want to submit entries and be entered to win some prizes. The prizes and everything are all outlined on the project plan. And then the last component that KIC actually contributed was that Resident Services wants to award the hall council that makes the most creative video with extra money for their budget. So they're actually throwing in that part of it. We have KIC, FAB, us, and representatives from all 3 of the FSL councils in on this. And we have an entire marketing plan. We have everything pretty much solidified. And the last step is to just have this first reading and then pass the legislation at the next meeting. That way I have a budget for it. And the budget is sitting at $1,500, which is a relatively small chunk of our entire $42,000 project budget. So if anyone has any questions, now is the time to fire them at me. But other than that, we will be voting on that next meeting.
Okay, do we have any more debate about Director Dingy's upcoming legislation and project? Okay, so yeah, hearing them. As like you guys heard, we're going to be voting that next meeting. So if you have questions or concerns, make sure you reach out to Director Dingy. As I said in my report, I'm working on promoting this project to the whole student body. So it's going to be a pretty big thing. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. I know we'll be having some good communications. I know Director Rodriguez is working really hard to like market this. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But do we have any other general orders for today?
Yeah, a motion to have a first reading of the Diversity Committee legislation regarding LGBTQ History Month.
Second.
Okay. Do we have any debate?
I would like to hand this over to Senator Jackson.
Yes, thank you. So real fast, we are putting on, as I said in my report, we are having an event taking place on October 14th. It's a Wednesday on behalf of LGBTQ+ History Month. So the event is called Follow the Rainbow. We will be having me and members of my committee. We are going to be we have made handcrafted like items like shapes, and also notable members from the LGBTQ plus community, whether they have passed away, they're historical figures or present pop figures today. We will be posting them like different areas starting the LGBTQ plus center so that students know that we do have the LGBTQ plus center and the student center, and then keeping it obviously around the student center. You can only participate as an individual, you know, COVID, Flash Safe 7, and on each object is like a fun fact. It's more of an educational program just on like the history and the contributions that the community has done both internally but externally to the greater population as well. And it's basically a scavenger hunt. The first 3 people, they are incentivized with prizes that we will be requesting with the legislation. But yeah, that's what we're doing. That's the event that myself and my committee has came up with for LGBTQ plus History Month.
Point of information. What time was that on Wednesday?
Wednesday, it is, here, I got it on my calendar. It is from 3 to 5. It most likely won't go that long, you know, but it starts at 3.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the flyer, obviously, once everything gets, like, hopefully gets passed, you know, I'll have a flyer, send it out to you all, and you can help market, you can participate, whatever. Actually, don't participate, it's for the students. But yeah, you can help us with that.
And a quick point of information for Senator Jackson and Director Dingy. You submitted this as emergency legislation, correct?
Yeah, if we're done with debate, I would like to make a motion to vote on if this can be designated as emergency legislation, please. Just because of the time constraints, the event is on the 14th, so we would need to be able to pass this before then.
Do we have a second for that motion to move into debate?
Second.
I mean, to voting. Okay, so we are going to be voting on this as emergency legislation just because of the time. So if you would like to vote yes on approving the
Points of order. We actually have to
Yes.
vote first on approving this as emergency legislation. So this
Oh, okay.
first vote will be to approve this as legislation. It requires a majority. If approved, we can then speak on the merits. And then after that, we would have a final vote on approving the legislation.
All right, thank you, Dr. Lauer. So yes, let's vote first on the introducing of it. So if you would like to correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Lauer, let's vote yes on introducing this legislation for this reading.
Yeah, this is to make it emergency legislation, if that makes sense. So we're voting on approving this as emergency legislation, and then afterward we'll have the option to pass it or not.
Okay, yeah, so if you'd like to vote yes on approving this as being introduced as emergency legislation today, please raise your placards and keep them up so Megan can get a count. Thank you, guys. Dr. Rodriguez looks so happy with her placard. I had to say. And Megan, just let me know when you're ready.
I'm good.
Okay. And if you would like to vote no on proposing this as emergency legislation today, please raise your placard.
Okay.
Okay. And any abstentions today on this motion?
Okay.
Okay, seeing none, the motion passes. So this is now emergency legislation. Do I have a motion to move into voting on this matter? Correct, we need a motion, right? Dr. Lara, parliamentary inquiry.
Motion to vote.
We can have discussion first, though, if anyone has discussion.
Yeah, do we have any debate? Okay, Dr. Dingy, I think you were about to make the motion, sorry.
Motion to vote on diversity committee legislation regarding LGBTQ History Month.
Second.
Okay, we have a second. So if you would like to vote yes on approving this emergency legislation, please raise your placard. Keep them raised, please. Okay, cool. And if you would like to vote no on approving this emergency legislation, please raise your placard.
Okay.
All right, and any abstentions?
Okay.
Okay, so the motion passes. Congratulations on that. And Senator Jackson, please meet with Advisor Megan Factor-Page about this as soon as possible. I know, like, since this is an emergency, you didn't have time to meet with her before, but yeah, please do that so we can make sure that this goes smoothly from here on out. And I apologize, guys, for that. It was our first emergency legislation, so obviously it was a little rocky. But do we have any other general orders for today?
Motion to vote on a bill to establish social media platforms adjunct to USG through the Committee on Health.
Do we hear seconds on that?
Second.
Okay, the
that
second.
motion.
Okay, so we can move into debate on this.
I can do debate. This is just the legislation I presented at the last public meeting. As a reminder, it was presented in Slack and I read through it. It was basically just to have social media that was adjunct to USG, but helped represent the Committee on Health.
Okay, yes, thank you, Director. Do we have any points of information or any other debate on this motion? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to move us into voting. So if you would like to vote yes on establishing social media platforms for the Committee on Health, please raise your placard. Keep them raised, please. If you haven't picked up your placard yet, make sure you do so. I think almost everyone should have theirs, but it looks nice when you guys all have your little golden placards on the screen. And Megan, just let me know when you're good.
Good.
Okay, cool. If you'd like to vote no on this motion, please raise your placard.
Good.
All right, and any abstentions?
Good.
Okay, seeing none, the motion passes. Congratulations. And if we don't have anything else for general orders, I see nothing else on the agenda. Is there anything else for today for general orders before I move on? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to new business. There's nothing on the agenda for new business, but does anyone have anything to introduce under new business for today? Okay, seeing none, we are moving to the good of the order. Does anyone have anything for the good of the order today?
Permission to have the floor.
Yes, Director.
This is just kind of something that me, Kaylee, and Brandon kind of talked about a little bit with legislation, especially in regards to emergency legislation. We went through the bylaws just to make sure stuff like this could like maybe be like speed run through or anything. And we found that if you do want to present legislation on those off weeks, so that we still have like the present for 1 week and then vote on the next meeting. And if you want like to vote on a public meeting, you can do that. You just have to like make sure you like get it cleared with Drake and Tiara. So that way, if we did run into something with emergency legislation where instead of having to wait a whole month to pass something, you can then pass it maybe in a 2-week period, which is much quicker. So guys, do you have any questions on that? I know I feel comfortable with it and I'm sure Brandon can help as well, but just as a heads up, if you guys do need that just to make things a little bit quicker, it can be done.
Yes, thank you so much, Director. I know legislation is still new to a lot of you, so if you guys do have questions, definitely reach out to the people who were here before. They're here to help you. And if you feel like you're having any problems with anything, definitely reach out to Chief Wortman. Like me and him are here to like help you guys in this process. So if you feel like timing is a thing and like you don't know what to do, just reach out to Chief Wortman and he'll help you be able to introduce it in a way that will get your project done on time. And also just be sure that you're meeting with Advisor Megan Factor-Page on these, because we want to make sure that anything, especially involving funding, is okay. And Director Agbonaga, I see you're raising your hand, but also meeting with him as well is important to make sure like your proposals can actually happen, because you know we don't want to approve something and then find out we can't actually make that purchase. So yeah, Dr. Agwanagan, if you have anything else to add.
Yeah, just a reminder that the Student First funding process is updated on Blackboard. So if you don't really remember off the top of your head, you can go to the USG page on Blackboard and find that process there.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's on legislation. Yeah, be in communication with everyone about it. You know, we want to try to stay away from emergency legislation as much as possible. So just like if you even are thinking about writing things, letting everyone else know will kind of help make sure we get it on a good timeline. Do we have anything else though for the good of the order today?
President Moore.
Yes.
I just want to applaud the senators and director that were appointed this semester for transitioning to their positions so well. I just want to point that out. I feel like they don't get enough credit. It's crazy enough with COVID-19 and everything else going on. So great job, you guys.
Yes, I think we like definitely all applause all around. I only hear great things about you guys. I go to meetings all the time and people bring up all of you and all your projects. So like just know you're being noticed and it's great work. So thank you for that, Dr. Lauer. Do we have anything else? Dr. Taylor?
It's kind of humorous, but I just wanted to applaud Director Lauer. Last week during our committee meetings, he spewed out so much information in 15 minutes. It's unreal. And it's all comprehensible information. I remember 7 minutes in, we got, 7 minutes in, and I thought we were pretty much done. But then those last 8 minutes, even more information. I was like, how is there so much information in this 15 minutes? It was crazy and impressive.
Yeah, thank you, Director. Yeah, I think Director Lauer deserves all the applause. I know he's handling a very interesting election time, and honestly, I didn't think Kent State votes could ever go this far. So definitely all the applause. I'm very proud to see how far this initiative has come, and all you guys for definitely supporting it as well. It's just amazing to see. So anything else for the good of the order? I know you guys are spreading the love today, which I like to see. Nothing else? Okay, cool. So we can move on to announcements. Does anyone else have any announcements? I don't see anything. I don't think Megan has any announcements for today. No. Okay. So seeing no announcements, we can move to adjournments. Dr. Taylor?
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Any debate? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to voting. If you'd like to adjourn the meeting today, please raise your placard. And keep them raised for 1 second. And Megan, just let me know when you're good to go.
Good.
Okay, and is there anyone against adjourning the meeting today? Any votes for no? Please raise your placard at this time. Okay.
Good.
Any abstentions?
Good.
Okay. Thank you guys. Our meeting is adjourned. If you have questions, concerns, reach out. You guys are doing great. And I can't wait to see all these projects. So keep up the good work. Thank you guys.
Vote for homecoming too.
Yes, happy homecoming.